Good evening, gentlemen, and we only have gentlemen tonight, so far anyway. We're going to talk about how to use the free software program, Audacity, to analyze what our sending sounds like and looks like when using a straight key. And it doesn't work with an automatic keyer because obviously the automatic keyer will be very precise. But what we want to do is to learn how to send using a straight key and make that a good presentation. So we're going to use Audacity, and it's going to show us how that works.
Yeah.
I'm going to just give you a brief introduction here to what we're looking at. Let's see if we can go there. See how the characters are shaped. Also, what we can do here is we can grab this, get that up there, and see if we can get this one. These are some of the things that you can do with the program, and then we can drag this down so we can take a look at it. It has a lot of noise in there, and I think a lot of it is just background noise. All right. If you remember, the basic unit for sending Morse code is the length of the DIT. Whatever the length of the DIT is, that's going to be the basic unit, and everything is built off of the length of the DIT. So the space between each one of the elements, which you see when we're looking here, you see the dash and the dot, the dash and the dot. The space between the dash and the dot should be 1 DIT. And the same thing between each one of the elements, the same thing on this one. The space between the letters, which is we have the C here, and then we have the space between the letters, that should be the space of 3 DITs. And then the space between words should be 7 DITs. So now when we look at this, we want to try to make each of our characters as precise as possible for a couple of reasons. One, the people that are copying it, they are going to find it easier to copy if it's done properly. Also, if you're using a program like CWGet or one of those code reading programs, if it's not precise, you won't get a precise interpretation of the characters. It'll give you something that it thinks it has. In case you were sending, let's say, a V, it might present on your screen an ST. It da. If you don't keep the characters all together with the proper spacing, and then instead of getting a V, you're going to get an ST on the screen, or whatever it is that you do in order to make the spacing not exactly right. Some of the programs will accept less than perfect sending, but some of them don't. I mean, they're only machines. Your ear can adjust for less than perfect sendings much better than can some of these electronic interpreters. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to send some characters. We're going to take a look at it, do an analysis, and see how well the 3 people that volunteered to be guinea pigs here are sending, and so we can do the analysis of their fist. The first time I did this, I thought I was pretty good, and I'd been practicing for 50 years, I guess, trying to get it right. And what I found was that if I were to send like a B, or let's take something else, let's say a J, da, 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 the last da was always longer than the 2 da's in between. I said da, 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 and it showed up right on the screen, and I'm sending this, and I hadn't done it for an example before the class, and I talked about how all the shapes should be and everything, and I look up here on the screen, and the last da was longer than what I had expected it to be. So that's what we're going to do tonight. When you're learning the straight key, Audacity is a good way to look at it, and also you can go back and you can see you can see what you sent in history, so you don't have to listen for the tone to go by, and then when the tone is, when you once hit the key, it's gone, it's lost. But when we're recording it on here, then we have a record of it. You can go back and do an analysis, practice it until you get it right, or until you get it as close to right as you want. But we're going to send tonight, the 3 victims are going to send Vienna wireless. And then we're going to stack one on top of the other, and we're going to see how they look, how they compare. And I'm going to start so that I can try to control that last DAW. And let's see if we can make this work. All right, come back here. Okay, no talking. I'm missing the, I'm getting that bar there in the top. I don't know how to get rid of that. There it is. Now, did I spell it right?
No. You missed a dip, that's all.
I got through there, and I thought, you know, this is not right. All right, well, let's go back and take a look at it, and Deb, you get what went on here. We'll try that. Okay, let's get another victim up here. And Ron, you want to do it next?
Sure.
Do you have spell check?
Yeah, we need to put spell check on there, you're right.
MSC,
Whoops.
or spell check.
Okay, get it to where you like it, and then,
Let's see here.
boy, that's a good fit, I can hear.
You got it.
All right.
You spelled it right.
It's best
It's a
spell check.
machine.
All right, okay, Mel, our second contestant tonight.
Oops.
All right, you know how to spell it now? Don't ask me for help.
I wrote it down.
Don't ask me for help. Okay, I'm gonna hit it here. Very good. All right, let's see if we can stop this. Okay, thank you, Mel. All right, now let's take a look and see how this is going to move here. Now we can take a look at those, and what we're looking really is using the spacing of the single dit as the basic unit of sending. And let's just go to the top one, and we can see that that looks pretty good. Let's see if we had a.
I don't see any misspelling.
Yeah. Except for the spell. So if this is gonna work right, we're gonna go up here and mark a dit.
Can you stretch the scale of the,
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
you can
how.
basically zoom it out or multiply it by a constant.
Thank you. Yeah, but it's, there we go. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that works good. I'm gonna do this again I'm gonna do it at the top there. It looks like this is the better shape that we have, so we're gonna go up here, put that right there. Okay, now we got the basic unit, which is the first dit. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, other than that's where we're gonna start. So there you can see the first unit is there. To be precise, it looks like the spacing between the dits is a little excessive. And this one is a little shorter dit. That's not bad. That looks really good. A little bit extensive. Now, we need to get 3 out of here, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's gonna be a space actually the length of the DAW is 3 dits, but there's also space in between each one of the dits, which brings this out to farther than what we would just measure 3 dits, because the dit has to have a space in between it. So this is a little bit short. If we went to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that should probably be a little bit longer. And we got the spacing in between there a little excessive. So this is how you want to go about tuning your fist so that you can get the characters exactly right and sound really good, sound just like an automatic keyer. Mike Toya, one night on the straight key night, he and his daughter were out working on the straight key night, and one of the people that he was communicating with criticized him for using an automatic keyer on straight key night. I said, hey old man, you're supposed to be using your fist and not an automatic keyer. And both of them were quite elated because he was in fact using his fist, and the guy interpreted it as an automatic.
Like Da
keyer.
Vinci drawing a perfect circle as an identifier.
Yeah, right, yeah, right. Now, this is an exercise that Mike suggested, and it's a pretty good exercise. It's 8 dits and 4 DAWs, and just over and over again. Okay, and here we have this particular exercise, and now what you're doing is you're looking for the shape of the characters, the spacing, and it appears that in between the DAWs there, the spacing right in there looks pretty much like the spacing that we have right there, and so now you're looking for consistency. Consistency in the length of the tone, consistency in the spacing between the dits, and between the dits and the DAWs. By doing that, you can say I like it or I don't like it, and then form the change, and then start practicing it again and again, and then you'll get the shapes that you want. All right, Howard, you're up. I can see you standing down there. 8 dits and 4 DAWs, just one right after another.
Oops, this thing's.
Okay, that's good. We got a good sample there.
That's a letter you've never sent before, right?
No, I'm not
Yeah,
used to the way
yeah.
this key feels.
For someone that's not used to the key, that is really not bad. To do really a harsh analysis of it, there's a little bit of extra space there.
Yeah.
But the shape of the characters looks good. And you just need to, except for the first one there, you just need to relax and practice it. And that's why I want you to do this, because I've been trying to get you to do that since I've known you.
Well, now you know.
Yeah.
There's a natural tendency to put the first, an emphasis on the first and the last.
Well, I have done better in the past when I started out using straight key. And then I kind of dropped it and switched over to the iambic paddle on the keyer. And so this is the first time I've gone back to it for a while.
And that's good. I mean, there it is. There's the evidence. You can go back and you can look at it, spend time with it. And one thing that my Elmer told me when I started out was, he says, you want, just like driving a car, you want to learn how to drive a stick shift before you go to an automatic. You never have to drive a stick shift again, but you know how to do it. And the same thing with the key. Learn how to use a straight key first, and then go over to the semi-automatic bug, or to the electronic key, or whatever other alternatives are available. So the straight key is very important, and that's what we practice. Well, no, it isn't. We practice the straight key. A couple of our members on the CW forum use the straight key, and the other half use the automatic keyer. So, we're doing real good. Join the CW forum. Team Speak, come on Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. And we have a really good time, a lot of fun. We're now working on signing into the net, and then we're working on a little bit of building stories off of one sentence. One member will send a single sentence, and then the next person in sequence adds another sentence to the first sentence, and we just keep going around and around until everybody gets tired out, and then we excuse QNX, we excuse everybody from the net, and we do a QNF, finished with the net, and then a CL, close the net, and we're finished for the night. So I would highly encourage you to do that. Come in and just listen. You don't have to have a key, just come in, listen, hear how it goes. There's a lot of talking that goes on as we do critiques and discuss what's gonna happen. And it's a real friendly group. It's just kind of like sitting around a coffee table with a key in front of you. Each person sends a little bit, and then we talk about it and say, man, I didn't get any of that. So, okay, well, let's try this and let's try that. So it's a good, congenial, collegial, cordial group. And with that, I see that it's 7:30, so it's time to go. Thank you very much.